Uganda is home to approximately 44 million people, of which 16% is estimated to comprise of disabled people. Although there is no reliable data to provide specific information about the country's deaf population, 90% of deaf people live in remote, rural areas and face extreme conditions of poverty with limited access to education, employment, health, and other life opportunities.
What I experienced in regard to persons with a disability, particularly the deaf, that they were not given special attention by my council. We didn't have specific programs to help.
Nalukwago Sauya kati mutabani wange yafa buno obulwadde obuliwo nga wa myezi 8 owulidde kale omwana omumanyi ow'emyezi 8 aba yavula bwavuzi netandika okutambula naye nayimirira n'atambula netandika okulabanga embeera zaalimu nga takola ki tawulira bulungi era bwe yatuuka mu saizi eyo ngamba bannange mwana wange ono alabika we muyita tawulira kati nkutukuba mwetu kimungalo akyuke emabega bwatula atunule nga tatunula tugamba omwana ono wange alabika n'atayogere.
When somebody doesn't give the right response, then you conclude this person must be stupid, must be not understanding. So it goes slightly beyond the inability to hear. So that affects the way deaf people interact with society, with the rest of society, which puts them at a disadvantage on how far they can go in terms of socialization, in terms of communication, and so many other aspects.
Deaf people are the people who are left behind. They are not considered as if they are fools. They cannot perform anything good at all.
We are abused, called stupid. Yet we are intelligent. People look down on us. It makes me feel bad. Motorcyclists insult us when we walk by. They laugh at us. This is the way we are treated.
Some people regard them as a curse. When you have a deaf child, and they think generally that children should be born without any problem. That's why they are disregarded.
80% of Uganda's deaf children do not go to school and grow severely deprived of language. Unable to communicate, many deaf children are exposed to physical, emotional, psychological abuse and suffer intense isolation. Born hearing, Nasozi Chiaga developed acute otitis media, a lead cause of hearing loss among children. With intense medical intervention, she underwent 2 surgeries on her and was left hard of hearing.
After my surgery, I was attached to the Kenya Deaf Children's Society. I was also prescribed with hearing aids.
Her parents secured for her a strong foundation for her education, which set a path of self-discovery years later, when she embarked on a career to work with deaf people. Founded in 2007 by Nasozi Chiaga, Deaf Link Uganda, DLU, is a non-government organization that works to promote the welfare of deaf people by establishing services that respond to their needs. With a mission to provide access to education, economic, social and cultural opportunities for deaf people in Uganda, DLU works in 3 regions, Eastern, Central and Western Uganda, reaching out to deaf people, especially those experiencing poverty in remote rural areas. The organization operates 4 major programs to advance the welfare of the deaf: education, livelihoods, microfinance, deaf rights and advocacy. In 2012, DLU embarked on education programs due to the high level of deaf children without education.
The education program has grown. The program provides sponsorship and financial assistance to deaf children. And the category of deaf children that we support are those we find either in need, disadvantaged, or orphaned.
I was born deaf from a family of 9. 4 of us are deaf. I asked my father to pay my school fees. He said, "Can this deaf child have a future? Can he learn and understand? It is impossible. Better to educate hearing children. The deaf are useless."
You see, being deaf, their parents think they are useless children. And these children need counseling and guidance. And we normally get help from different organizations like Straight Talk, Reproductive Health. We have Save the Children and Deaf Link Uganda. And these children are very much interested in hearing from deaf people. They are educated, they can counsel them. Receiving a message from the first hand, it is a pleasure to them. They feel happy and they know that they can also read and be such a good people in the future.
DLU was able to provide these children with education to attend schools for the deaf in various parts of the country, enabling them acquire knowledge and skills in either formal or non-formal skill-based educational settings. DLU ensures that deaf children are followed up on their educational progress and general welfare through staff visits at schools and homes. These visits include counseling to increase deaf awareness and appreciation of the deaf child as a potential member of family, as well as providing basic skills in sign language to hearing family members to facilitate communication within the family unit. Deaf people in Uganda possess key business skills that have enabled them to set up their own businesses. Yet due to discrimination, many remain excluded from their nation's economic development programs and microfinance services. DLU's microcredit project was established in 2010, giving small loans to eligible self-employed deaf people who owned and managed their own businesses.
In 2010, I heard about DLU's loan project. It was wow. I was very interested because I had a business at home and was struggling with challenges of money. This was a great opportunity and the first time for me to take a loan. I requested DLU for a loan. DLU came home to assess my business. They interviewed me. I had evidence of work and existing business. My application was accepted. I started with 200,000. It was small, but I was patient. I refunded the loan after 3 months. Again, I borrowed 500,000. I continued to work. My business was growing very well. I felt very good. My life was so good. Again, I requested for 1 million. DeafLink accepted because there was evidence of my business and it was great. I was making great progress and repaid the loan. Again, I borrowed 2 million. DLU was extremely pleased with my developments until finally I borrowed 3 million, which I repaid within 3 months. My business improved tremendously. I have a deep feeling for this business. It's important work that has had a great impact on my life. I received loans and repaid them through a recycling system, which was fantastic. It's great. I also now focus on my work with DFCU Bank.
Flavia as a child was very social, was very confident. I picked a lot of strength from her, positivity. Whenever I would feel down, she would say, "Why are people saying Bambi? Bambi, what's the problem with me? I can do everything everyone does." Deafness wasn't an issue for her.
I started my business with very little money, 700,000. It was a small business, this small. and only sold soft drinks, which seemed very funny. Some people laughed at me, saying, "What is Florence doing with this?" But I persevered. Customers wanted items like rice, posho, beans, peas, sugar. But the challenge for me was how to improve my business. I was advised to join DeafLink Uganda SACCO and applied for a loan of 1 million. The loan was deposited on my Centenary Bank account. I withdrew the money and bought sugar, beans, posho, cassava flour, and all these items you see here. I have a shop assistant who I pay a salary. I have worked with Florence for 4 years. And have learned management skills from her. I have also learned to stand independently. I'm always very alert and aware. I'm always on the watch and protecting Florence's business. I am very serious. So I protect this business. I have 1 month left to repay my loan. And on 27th of March, I will repay my final installment. I would like to thank DLU SACCO for helping me to improve my business.
In Ngora town, I was working. Then I had a problem. My workshop fell down. I took a loan from DLU of 4 million. I took that money to construct my workshop. It was a slow process. Slowly by slowly, I constructed my workshop. Then I got a challenge. When I was only halfway, then DLU donated to me 4 bags of cement, which enabled me to complete. I thank you very much, DLU. I'm very happy. And also, thank you, Pade, because you were patient with me. Thank you very much. Now I have my work in the workshop. This is my timber. I continue to work, although timber is not enough. These are my chairs.
One other aspect of the work that we've been involved with is the microcredit, and this is a vehicle which enables deaf people to take out loans at very low rates of interest. They can take out a loan, use it to enhance their business, whatever that may be, pay the money back, and thus sort of grow. And the goal of it is to make the whole enterprise self-sustaining so that people won't be reliant on charity in the longer term. So it's that's a big goal, and it's going to take a long while to get there. But if I can give you an example, Omoding has borrowed money to build a workshop. He's a carpenter. And it's not just him that is going to benefit from the workshop. He's sharing the space with other deaf young entrepreneurs, people doing mending clothing and weaving and all sorts of other trades.
With a growing number of deaf people interested in the program, DLU decided to upgrade it to DeafLink Uganda Savings and Credit Cooperative Society, SACCO, registered with the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. The SACCO has grown to a membership of 40 deaf and hearing members, Loans are dispersed to eligible applicants within the SACCO. Under the Livelihoods Program, DLU provides services that improve the lives of deaf people, their families, and communities where they live.
In rural areas, we find the deaf people are severely marginalized, so DLU provides support. We have given them various farming tools, turkeys to support them. We have given them watering cans, vegetables, seeds such as tomato seeds to improve their lives. For this one deaf man, we noticed he was walking long distances, so we donated a bicycle for him to transport his produce. We also gave him training in sign language.
DLU works within the national disability movement to increase awareness about deafness and advocate for accessible services in all sectors of life and create greater understanding about issues concerning persons who are deaf not only in Uganda but in different parts of the world.
In the Western world, there is a lot of funding, a lot of resources, a lot of education goes into funding people with disabilities, to train them, to empower them, to support them in their living, their education. Whereas once you come into African populations, you begin to realise that people with disabilities are often just completely marginalised, they're put aside, they're not valued at all, and the opportunities for them just aren't there. I think the most striking aspect of all the work I've seen from DeafLink Uganda is how concise the work is, that nothing goes to waste, that all of the money is invested in actual field work, coming together with people to teach people new skills, to empower people, and to invest in others. It appears to be an organisation that is focused on its work and not who they are and who they're trying to be. It's purely about investment. I've also felt that the work was very direct and didn't waste any time. It got straight into the needs of the people, giving opportunities for enterprise.
What has amazed me during the time I've been in contact with the DeafLink Uganda is the attitude of these people. They are so determined in whatever they want to do. You find a young man who is deaf, who has never gone to school, but when he's presented with an opportunity to access education, the enthusiasm and the commitment, the dedication to studies is actually amazing. And when you come to already people who are already in business, you have ladies who are working, the attitude to work, they want to do something, to achieve something, accomplish something, need to prove those prophets of doom that despite my disability, I can do something.
October 2017, DeafLink Uganda marked 10 years of existence as an organization that has been at the forefront of creating change in the lives of deaf people in Uganda. And this means that it has been a milestone, it has been a journey filled with many challenges, but a journey of great success, a journey of achievement, a journey of showcasing the possibilities, the potentials, the abilities of deaf individuals. It has been a walk with the deaf, a walk with people who have supported us, who are key, who have made it possible for us to function and to create change through their support, through their commitment to support our work financially. These people have believed in our work. They believed in the impact of DeafLink Uganda in changing the lives, changing the status quo, creating opportunities where none exist. These are people who have funded us, given us support financially, given us also the moral support. They are visiting us and coming on board and being part of us, advising and mentoring, has created a real impact in our lives and also in the life of DeafLink Uganda.
Deaf, yes we are, and proudly so.